Welcome to the Gamer Base. This is ConArtist with me,
Desposer,
and today we'll be playing the newest installment of the Saints Row series, Saints Row 4. The series has been getting kind of more ridiculous as it's gone on, and this is kind of the peak of everything. Steelport is no longer a real city now; it's a simulation which has been made by aliens, and the hero which you make in the game has superpowers now. So we're going to take you through some of the superpowers and some of the mini games. And it's pretty over the top. It's kind of Crackdown meets Prototype, and it's kind of crazy. What do you think of the controls so far?
I think they're awesome. I mean, I'm a huge fan of Crackdown. So when I saw these kinds of mechanics, I was buzzing. It was awesome.
The thing about the game now is, since Steelport is fake and simulated, you kind of aren't as connected to it as you were before. So it really is kind of just a collection of mini games. It's just a big location with loads of mini games scattered around, and that's kind of the most fun part of the game. So let's show one of them now. Behind you, you'll find that's insurance fraud. So let's take a look at that. In this one, you're basically trying to rack up as much damage as you can to yourself. So what you're trying to do is sprint into traffic and press either right trigger or left trigger and kind of fall in front of a car and let yourself get knocked over. There we go. And you can use the analog stick to move yourself around and rack up as much damage as possible.
And this was in the third.
This was in the third one, yeah. But now with the superpowers, you can kind of do a running jump and super sprint and super jump up into it and kind of just go a little crazier. Like in the last ones, there are medals for each kind of tier, a bronze, a silver, and a gold. It doesn't really matter which one you get. I mean, the game doesn't reward you too much for getting any kind of medal, but there are kind of achievements you can unlock, and they give you certain costumes or different weapons or whatever. But it would have been nice to have more of a kind of differentiation between each difficulty level.
Wasn't me.
That's the freeze ability. The freeze ability is pretty useful when you have a lot of enemies in front of you, because they all die from a one-hit kill. So what you can do is just freeze a bunch of them and just run into them, and they'll all just shatter into 1,000 pieces. It's a lot of fun. So for each activity you do, you get a certain amount of XP and a certain amount of money, and that money is based on your modifiers. So in your abilities menu, you can invest in certain modifiers. So you can get like plus 5% XP or plus 5% money or whatever. And money and XP basically levels you up and gives you access to new abilities, and your money lets you buy those abilities, basically. There's a whole other set of unlocks now, which is the powers menu, because you unlock superpowers as you go on, usually through the story mode. But the way you unlock each individual kind of facet of each power is by collecting these kind of clusters. So if you do your super jump now, you'll jump up. Okay, let's go with the dubstep gun.
This gun is awesome.
So this is one of the alien weapons. Alien weapons don't use traditional ammo. They kind of have if you can see at the bottom right, they have a charge rate. And that charge rate once it depletes, you have to wait for a bit before using the weapon again. But the dubstep gun is very powerful. So if you see now, it can get rid of a pretty large group of enemies very quickly.
This is awesome. The music's not half bad either.
It's not, yeah, and it changes actually, depending on what type of dubstep gun you have equipped. Because if you go to a gun store, there's all kinds of customization you can do on each weapon. So now you have basically a class of weapon, and then within that class you can customize it to whatever kind of weapon you want. You can change the color, you can change the ammo type you use, and all that kind of stuff. So there's different variations of the dubstep gun as well. As you can see, the character is very customizable. You've gone for a sort of, I don't know, anime Dr. Manhattan kind of thing. It's a bit
awesome,
weird looking.
Right?
It's awesome, yeah, and he's wearing a purple suit as well.
Dr. Manhattan is the shit.
He is, yeah. But this is like if Alan Moore was Japanese. This is kind of what Dr. Manhattan would have looked like. And he's also got some facial hair as well, which is kind of weird. But
well, there's nothing weird about it. I mean, he's an individual.
All right,
Don't be judgmental.
All right, so those are the clusters. Those blue kind of pickups, much like Crackdown, can be used to upgrade your abilities. So you pick one of those up. And if you go to the menu and you press select, you can go to your powers menu, and you can look through all the different powers you have. And so at this point we've unlocked quite a few, but each one has within it all the upgrades for each individual one. And within each power there are 3 or 2 separate powers you can use. So here you can once you pick someone up with telekinesis, you can either throw them with force or lifesteal if you need a bit of health, or you can use lightning, which kind of you throw it at your enemies and destroy them. Alright, so the powers aren't just for combat. There are a lot of mini games which actually involve powers and kind of help you train them up. So your map is just absolutely packed with them. So if you look down, you'll see that kind of the lightning bolt shape. That's a super powered fight club, which you can do. There's a special one just for telekinesis. There's one for super sprinting, and each one kind of tests your ability with each individual power. and if you beat them on I think on gold levels, you sometimes get upgrades to the powers as well, which you can buy.
Right.
So that's very useful. So it is really just a mini game centered kind of thing. This whole game. The quests are also kind of tutorials for the powers. So it really is just about the sandbox and about just having fun with your powers.
I don't know how to choose my abilities right.
Right, well, it's all mapped to the D-pad. You'll press up for your telekinesis powers, left for all your blast powers, like your fire and your ice and stuff, and right for stomp powers.
This is my first playthrough, if anyone's wondering. Just want to make that clear. Okay. Go
So you get beaten to death by a bunch of thugs, even though you're a superhero.
Shit. Jesus.
Oh my god. So the map is essentially the same as the last games. You won't be using the only difference is you won't be using a lot of conventional vehicles to get around, because I mean you're just much faster on your feet. So you'll be using your superpowers to get around. There's at your disposal you have super sprint and super jump, which are your two main things. So you sprint with the left bumper, and you go pretty much faster than any vehicle can in the game. And if you hold down A and let go, you'll do a super jump. And at its highest level, you'll be able to jump basically to the level of a skyscraper. So you really don't need vehicles anymore. You just you'll be doing this, and it's a lot more fun. A lot of the mini games aren't as interesting. Some of them are just kind of waves of enemies coming at you, or steal this car and bring it here. They would fit better at an older Saints Row, but with the superpowers, it just feels like they're kind of there just to pad out time. So the upgrades menu has been kind of revamped. It's pretty cool. If you go into any specific weapon, you can both customize it aesthetically and also upgrade its abilities. So the dubstep gun upgraded to full power is probably one of the most devastating weapons in the game, because it's not just kind of a projectile weapon like an RPG, but it's also really fast. It has a very good rate of fire.
This is amazing. This is like, you know, an MMORPG when there's like an elementalist who's just really on the game.
This is a platformer. This is a lot of fun. It's really difficult, but it's a lot of fun. What you're essentially doing is you're jumping from platform to platform using a combination of the sprinting and the gliding and the super jump. And it's quite difficult to get gold, so let's see how you do. So that's it, just follow the platform. So you start on the left there, and you get extra points for landing right in the center. So it starts with the first one. There we go. That's fine. You'll just respawn back up at the top. You'll lose a bit of time, but the AI who controls the simulation is mocking you to do this.
Jesus Christ. I don't know where I'm supposed to go then.
I mean, there's hold on.
And keep going.
He's being encouraging now, which is nice. You can glide up it.
Oh, dude! No! Why isn't it? Oh, this is like falling skies.
Pretty much. Hey, silver. There we go. Could you reach gold? I think you really could. You're only about 200,000 off. Oh,
gold,
fantastic.
bitches.
Now the game doesn't wait for the timer to even run out. It just ends straight away as soon as you get a gold, so you can't get any higher. Because it's not really a high score thing. It's more of just a getting the medal thing. So good job. So I think this is a good place to end the video. I mean, first playthrough and a gold medal on like your 5th or 6th minigame. Not bad at all.
That's, yeah.
All right. So what do you think so far?
Not ashamed at all.
Not ashamed. No, not at all. Not at all. I think this redeems everything you just did.
So
overall, you having fun with the game?
I think it's one of the funnest games that will ever come out this year, if not in the coming years. But like you wrote in your epic article, it doesn't really aspire to anything else than that.
It is. It's a really good time if you wanna, blow off some steam. It's a game that'll be on your hard drive for a while. When you play more serious stuff, and then you kind of come back to this, waste some time for an hour or two. It really is just a lot of fun.
And it's good if you want to examine cars from different angles.
That's true. It's the telekinesis can you can see.
Just look anywhere.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay, that's enough of me failing for today.
Yeah. So unlike the previous Saints Row, there's not much of a story that's that's gonna leave any kind of mark on you, but it is just a load of fun. There's a lot of great mini games, and they'll probably stay on your hard drive till the end of this year, beginning next year. I think that's it. Rate, comment, subscribe for the gamer base. This has been ConArtist with me.
I'm Desposer.
Thank you. And
just have to wait for that drop.
and thank you for watching. We'll see you next time. Thank you.